Are boundaries an important thing to have? Hello, and welcome to today's Insight, all about boundaries. Now, I experienced something today where I said something and someone was like, we're not gonna do this. Very, not cold or whatever. She was just like, no, like a matter of fact, okay, that signaled to me that that was her boundary, and I'm like, okay, we're not gonna go there. It's perfectly fine. And I stopped. And what, first and foremost, how do we know what our boundaries are? Well, typically, we know what our boundaries are because we've been through enough trauma that we know what we don't accept anymore. That what we want to stay away from. That's number one. And the amazing thing is that because of the fact that we've been through trauma and we know what we will no longer accept, we also know what we need to hold firm on, right? So trauma allows us to figure out what our boundaries are so that we can avoid all the things that have hurt us in the past or that are hurting us presently or that might possibly hurt us in the future. So, boundaries, trauma is important to teach us the boundaries that we will have, that we are setting, and also enforcing those limits to others, because if you don't enforce the limits when other people try to test them, right, in a factual manner, not disrespectfully, but just as a no, we're not doing that. No, it's okay. You can continue, but I've left the conversation type of situation, which is what actually happened to me today. And so it wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't like not playing along, not going going along with it. It was just factual. It's like, oh, it's fine. I just don't want to continue this conversation. So we're done. And I find that, at least me, what this taught me is that I'm I still allow a lot of people to push my boundaries. Or should I say that I have a little difficulty letting people know in advance what they can and cannot do, which is funny because in some aspects, actually, let me tweak that. People have tried so often to push my boundaries, but now I'm like, So the only difference is that my boundaries are different from what her boundaries were that I tried to push, and she was like, nah, we're not going down that road. And so it doesn't mean that because my boundaries are different than hers, that her boundaries are less valid. See what I mean? I hope you do. So it's just a matter of knowing what's important to you and what's important to them, and just respect that, and also learn how to figure out what your boundaries are, and then just set them and uphold them, if you will. So, is there a boundary that you need to set with yourself so that other people can respect it and you need to enforce it? Is what I want you to ponder. So, ponder that.